Hey everyone, I'm Ian Douglas, the author of the website techinterview.guide. I do live streams every Sunday and Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern about topics relevant to interview preparation for the tech industry. I occasionally record longer Q&A sessions, and I've started to break those into smaller videos to post. And there'll be information at the end of this video about how to get in contact with me if you have additional questions. Let's get to it. The next two questions I was asked are really similar, and it's a really good segue into something that I've mentioned on the stream a couple of times, but I want to reemphasize. And the question is, how do you properly answer the question, tell me about yourself? Or someone else asked specifically, what are some points to mention in tell me about yourself in an interview for a big data position? And I mean, they're really one and the same. I'm not asking for your life story. When I ask, tell me about you, I'm really asking you to describe to me why I should hire you. Like, what is it about you? What is it about your background? What is it that you feel is important to tell me about you that's going to convince me to hire you? I've said on the stream when we deal with resume reviews that when I'm looking at resumes, I'm looking for a reason to say no. But if I'm interviewing you, I'm looking for a reason to say yes. I want these interviews done. I want to just hire somebody already. I don't want to have to interview 100 people. I want to interview like 5 people and make a decision. So the sooner I can find that person, the better. And so if you can answer a question like, hey, tell me about you, tell me about your background, they're really asking, like, why should I hire you? What's important about your background? What's important about your experience that's going to fit in extremely well at our company and make me want to hire you? So one thing that I've mentioned on the stream, but I haven't really talked about too much, is a daily email series that I wrote. And I wrote it a couple of years ago, and I've been updating the information over time. And it's basically, it's a 6-week series, and you get an email every day. They send out at 8 a.m. Mountain Time, so 7 a.m. Pacific and 10 a.m. Eastern Time in North America. And what it is for 6 weeks, you get an email every day that basically describes one or more technical interview questions. Some of them are behavioral, like tell me about a time when, and some of them are technical in nature, like how do you do such and such a thing in your programming language of choice. But in my emails, I don't really go into the detail of how to come up with the perfect answer. What I try to do in these emails is explain from my perspective as an interviewer why this question is important to me, or why this kind of question might be important to my company. And there's questions in there about culture, and there's questions in there about like deep internals about how the web works or how the internet works, or how what kind of like daily culture do you want to fit into? And so you get several of these questions kind of posed in an email. The emails are meant to be like 5 to 10 minutes worth of reading in the morning, sometimes less. They're not meant to be huge, and they're not meant to answer the question. In some of the technical ones, I do go into a little bit of the technical relevance on, tell me about HTTP status codes, or tell me about a time that you built an API. I am looking for specific sort of stories or specific kinds of answers. And so the email series you can find by going to techinterview.guide, and you'll see it very prominently on there. It's called the Daily Email Series. It's 6 weeks long. It's free to subscribe. All of my content is free. I don't make money on it at all. If you want to donate, there's like a buy me a coffee link on the website. But I don't do this to make money. So it's free. You can join whenever you like. There is a double opt-in. So when you give me your email address, it'll send you an email with a link that you have to click on. If you don't click on that link, you don't get subscribed. If you click on the link, you'll get another follow-up email going, cool, we got you. You'll get your next email tomorrow. And then that kicks off the 6-week series. As soon as it's done, the software that I wrote for the mailing list purges you completely out of the database. You'll never hear from me again. I'm not a big fan of remarketing, like when something's done and then they keep bugging you about other things. I'm not a fan of that, and so I don't do it to other people. So my email series, when you finish or when you unsubscribe, that's the last you're ever going to hear from me. Now, if you unsubscribe and then decide to resubscribe later, you will have to contact me because of the email service that I use. When you unsubscribe, you actually unsubscribe from them, and any message I try to send you just gets dropped. And so if you try to resubscribe later, subsequent messages that I try to send you will just get dropped and they won't go through. So if you want to resubscribe later, you'll have to contact me and I'll get that fixed up for you. But the very first email that you get in the email series is a whole answer to tell me about yourself. So feel free to check that out if you want a little bit longer explanation. Hey, thanks for watching. I love helping people out with interview prep, and I hope this video helped you in some way. If you found this Q&A useful, please consider subscribing. You can follow me on Twitch as well for the live stream twice a week. Check out techinterview.guide/streaming for more information. I also have a daily email series that you can subscribe to on the website. There are never any ads, and when you finish the series, I scrub your information out of my database permanently. Finally, if you have a question that you'd like answered on the stream, you can find my contact info on techinterview.guide. I prefer LinkedIn or email. If you leave your question in a YouTube comment, it might take me longer to find it, but I'll see you next time.